Do's and don'ts for
Okay.
summer. Do you have, some info that you can let us know and help us out? Because it's hot where I'm at and it's summertime and there's a lot of, people just kind of wearing whatever they want, which is
Yeah.
cool, which is cool.
Yeah.
But, it is good to get some helpful, tips
Yeah.
on style and with the, your clothing and just some suggestions on
Yeah, of
the do's
course.
and don'ts for the summertime.
For
Can you help us out
summer,
there?
I mean, it is a depending on your area, but for summer, I mean, really you have to think about your fabrics. It's all about
Mm,
your linen. Linen's a great fabric to use during summer. People kind of forget about that one, but it's super lightweight. You don't sweat in it as much, and you can still wear, like you said, you don't have to think about wearing something less fabric. You can still wear a complete long pant, actual full long sleeve shirt even with linen, and you'll still feel super cool, just as you would with shorts and a tank top on. So focus on like linens and just cottons. It's all you can really wear. Don't wear anything too heavy. Don't wear stuff like I
mm-hmm.
have on right now. Anything that's fuzzy and stuff like that is one of the best options out there. If you could start with that. um, but of course, just do you, if
Mm-hmm.
you're in a hotter climate, scarves are great. Always accessorize, hats, things like that. You got to protect yourself from the sun. So that's number one, health concerns and things like that. But really, there's so much. Like right now, there's a lot of trends. A lot of time right now is a big thing with sets, like things that match.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so say it's like a checkerboard or a fun print, you can get the actual
Mm-hmm.
shorts and the tank that matches. That's super cute for summer. Plus you can wear it
Okay.
together, look very nice and well put together, and you can wear it separate. So it gives you so
Okay.
much versatility. You're able to turn one outfit into like four, really, or like three at
Oh,
least.
nice.
So that's a big thing for summer. You'll see that all in the malls right now.
Okay.
Um, what
Well,
else?
you were saying prints. So let me ask you, with prints and patterns, and for men and women, is it okay to mix it, or do you think that it's better just to kind of stay on the same page when it comes to mixing patterns?
Yeah, that's so mixing patterns is great, but it's not for your
Yeah.
novice. Okay, so
Okay.
if you're, fashion's not your thing, you're just not as
Mm-hmm.
creative, stick to the simple. You know what I mean? Stick to what's easy
Okay.
for you. You know what type of person you are. Those girls or those guys are into fashion. There's some or just a little more artistic and creative, and there's people who are just, I just want to look nice. I don't care what I wear. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Just don't have me looking crazy. Um, and they're not unsure of maybe what colors look good on them, or they just don't, they stay in the more of the box, a whatever you call that, a left brain thinker.
Oh,
If I'm
okay.
even saying the name right, you know what I mean? Like just more of
Right.
stick in the box. So that person, if you're a novice, stick to the prints, stick to the matching sets, because you can still piece those together with solid. Say you have a check print, black and white,
Mm-hmm.
in funky colors. You can wear them together, and then you also could take that one and just put it with a plain black shirt. Take your top, put it with the plain black pant. You don't have to think so much. And then those who are more
Okay.
creative, yes, have fun with prints. If you're
Okay.
comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
do it, because it could go bad. It can go left or go right. I mean, it
Yeah.
looks very well sometimes, and then sometimes it's just all right. You just walked out of, got out of bed,
Yeah.
and just threw something on. But the easiest thing I would say is whenever you're mixing prints, is just try to keep your colors the same. If you're
Oh,
doing some
okay.
striped green and black stripe skirt, then your
Mm-hmm.
next print is maybe like a bandana or a crazy swirl, but have that same green in there. Something that connects the two together. So you're just not
Yeah.
completely crazy. Migos, that group, if you look at some of the
Mm-hmm.
celebrities, they
Yeah.
do that trend very well. So if you can kind of check out them and how they do it, they'll mix prints a
Yeah.
lot and kind of follow some
S-
of that will help.
So does proportion, is that important on
Proportion.
balance? Yeah, balancing that. Um, I know sometimes I've seen outfits, and even for myself, you have more of a, I've done a fitted top per se, but then my pants were more baggy. Um, just depending on the day. But
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on
No, proportions
proportions?
matter. I mean, yeah, proportions matter. You want to from even from the distance, the outfit,
Mm-hmm.
you know, um, it should still look very well put together and catch your eye. So yeah, if you're
Mm-hmm.
wearing a crop top, like a crop top's a good one. Crop top, great on most girls, but wear a high-waisted pant. Wear something that can elongate your bottom because you've cut off your top. So you want to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that you're proportioned correctly. Because if you're not, sometimes it can throw proportions off. Your body looks like a different body than what it is. But some people want that. So it depends on what you're
Right.
trying to say in your clothes too, as well. But if you're a smaller girl and you're walking around and you look bigger, or if you're bigger and you have something that makes you look even bigger, or you
Mm-hmm.
would like something that makes you look a little smaller, just like you actually fit your body correctly, you're going to have to think about proportions because we're proportionate, in general, each of us. Um, so like another
Well,
one, loose shirt, or like how
mm-hmm.
you said, the bodysuit or the tight top, that's great to
Mm-hmm.
wear with a big flood pant or something that's a loose pant. So just think of your opposites from your top. So something that's tight on top, go loose on bottom. Something that's short on top, go longer on bottom. Just think your polar opposites. It really kind of would help
Yeah.
um, in that factor.
And let me ask you this. Um, Fitting. I know you had said, we were just talking about how fitting, if you have a fitted top, does it matter at this point? Would you say, or is it like you said that it's just whatever you're feeling?
Yeah.
Does everything need to be fitted?
No, no, of course not. You
Okay.
do what you always do with you. You got to find, what I mean, what works for you. Don't worry always
Mm-hmm.
about trends either. It's what looks good on you, looks good for your body type. We're all tall, short, whatever, all our different sizes. So even like a loose shirt, I love a nice loose blouse. Sometimes just to make it look more well put together, you can belt it or tuck it in to something high waisted as opposed to just letting it be loose and then you have a loose pant or a loose skirt. Then it's like, you're going into pajamas, or I wouldn't say that, but you know what I mean? You're going into more lounge wear. Um,
Yes.
and clothes have to they do depend on what you're trying to say. So are you walking in a room want to say well put together, or are you walking in a room I'm just here to play the background or something. You know what I mean? It depends on what you're
Oh, I
speaking
like
to as well.
that.
You know,
I
some people
like
do,
that. I like
so
that.
that
Am I
makes a big
here
difference.
to just play in the background or do I want center stage? You have,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
depends
Outfits
on what
make
you
that difference sometimes. It can go
exactly because
from that left to that, or it doesn't even have to be that extreme, but somewhere in the middle. But
yeah.
definitely, there's people who want to stand out and they come, they have, and it's also your demeanor too, of course. Everything is not just all about clothes, but of course, your personality really is the main factor. But of course, you want to have, if you're a businesswoman, you're an entrepreneur, you know what I mean, you want to command the room, it's okay. Bring that blazer on with that cute little fitted top and, bring some of your personality through your outfit and really demand you know what I mean, really speak to who you are. If you
Yeah.
are a boss or that's what you're trying to do, you got to dress like a boss. If you
Oh,
are
that's right.
if you're just, a yoga teacher, if you're just not to say just a yoga, but you're a yoga teacher, you want to maybe have a harmonious, very boho outfit, and you want people to come to you with, thinking
That's
about
good.
healing and thinking about relaxing. So your clothes would
Yes.
be more relaxed and things like that.
That's good.
But that makes a
Oh
difference.
man, that's good info. I'm taking notes
Good.
definitely
Yes.
on this.
Yeah,
Okay.
clothes
And
are,
so one more thing before I let you go. If a person is wanting to find their style, you gave good information, but sometimes it's hard for people to find what their style is. Or do you think that they should um, get suggestions or ideas from family, friends, colleagues to help them along the
mm.
way, if they're searching for maybe like a new style, or they're just trying to find their style? Where do you think a person should start?
That's a good question, Shayna. That's a hard one. Because really it's different for everybody. Really,
Yeah.
you gotta know yourself. So I would start with just you. I wouldn't even really get a lot of people's opinion. I see women shop with other women or other
Mm-hmm.
friends, and sometimes one friend's like buy everything, and the other friend's like I hate everything, and
Mm-hmm.
it sways your decision. So I think you should start out shopping alone. Really
Mm-hmm.
just try and really just discovering who you are, what you like, regardless of what anybody says. Start with
Yeah,
that. You know what I
absolutely.
mean? Think about, your favorite colors,
Yeah.
things that are sentimental to you. My mother wore pearls, or my dad used to like this. You can throw in some of your own thing. And then you got to think about your interests, your career
Mm-hmm.
field. If you're, like I said, your person who works out, you got to take that into account. If you're,
Mm-hmm.
like I said, businesswoman or entrepreneur, you got to take into account. I need to do more business wear. So take into, of course, your personal interest, find yourself, and just always buy what you love. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Don't, even with sales associates, some of us are working on commission. Just buy what you
Mm-hmm.
love and what makes you feel good. And then once you've got kind of done that for a little bit, I say start there always, and
Mm-hmm.
start out with some core pieces just that you picked on your own. And then from there, of course, if you're feeling like you need more help, reach out to friends and family. Definitely online. There's all sorts of style guides.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh,
you know
yeah,
what I mean? To
style guides are
confirm, you know what I
good.
mean? Style guides are great. There's this thing online where it talks about like the top 5 body types. If you're triangle, there's one called square, round. Those are great. They'll tell you exactly what's the perfect pairing for your body type. And then of course go with your friends. And then another thing, because a lot of our clothes are based on what we want to be and who we want to do. So look to the people who you want to be, who you are, like some of your mentors or your boss, you know what I mean, your
Yeah.
managers. If that's the position you want, look how they're dressing. Maybe go shopping with them on lunch. You know what I mean? It might be kind of weird, but find out what they're wearing. You know what I mean, on Instagram or something like that. That's another thing that
Yeah.
well you can get ideas from. Um, you
And you
know,
know what? That's key.
definitely.
I think that that's important too, is to get ideas from maybe like what you're saying on Instagram, or someone you see working at a mall, or you may see, like you said, an associate that may be working at a department store and she's styled up. I think it's good to even take away some of those ideas to say, you know what, I think I could see myself in that type of shirt,
Hmm.
or that style, and then implement it. Like you said, that style guide is important too, to kind of have it go together
Yeah,
for a person's,
definitely.
for their self. But whenever they're doing that, don't always compare yourself to what you see all on the internet, with
Yeah.
these different styles and body shapes, and what people have going on, on, let's say, these social media
That's so
platforms.
true.
But
Yeah, and
I
that's
think
on
that,
the yeah, that's so true.
yeah, I was just saying there's definitely lots of good resources and info out there to pull from, and then try to implement, for a person, for themselves.
Yeah, yeah, you do got to watch out. Like you said, you can't. That's why come to know yourself. Like make sure you do that shopping by yourself. Like regardless, if like for me, I don't really like purple. No, it doesn't matter if purple's the trend. I'm not gonna wear it. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah,
certain things that just true to you. So you got to stick with that core number one. And then when you are looking
yeah,
at these celebrities, think about their body type. Think about what they're doing. They have a job too. They're selling things. They're paid by brands.
exactly.
They're paid by stylist designers to push something. So it's not necessarily cute. It may just be something they want you to buy, of course.
Yeah,
But look at their body types too. That makes a big difference. If somebody's petite and you're taller, or you're not gonna, it's not going to be the same on you. But resonate with somebody who you are. If you find, like I said,
exactly.
somebody, I know she's kind of busty on top, very busty on top, very, she has my same body type. Whenever you see an outfit resonate with her, you don't have to buy that
Hmm.
same thing. You could just look into the brand too, and just kind of watch it for a little bit, and then go from there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I appreciate
Hope I
this.
gave you
It's a
some
lot.
info. Hope it was good enough.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm like I said, I'm taking notes. I wrote down some things, and I appreciate it, and I'm sure the world does too. And you shared some good information, definitely, about style and the do's and don'ts for summer. And like I said, you got to come back. We got to do this again,
Yes, we're gonna do this
because
again.
it's forever changing.
Yeah,
All these seasons we're going through, and I guess the next time we could talk about the fall,
yeah. We could
if
just
you're
keep it
up
going
for that.
every
We could
season.
just
We
keep
can
it
do
going.
this. Yeah, this would be perfect. I
Yeah, and
appreciate it, and this gives
yeah,
me the opportunity to
absolutely.
talk about my passion. So I love it, Shane. I appreciate you
Absolutely. And
having
I
me.
take it in. I take it in for sure. And I want to
Oh,
share
I
it with
like
the
wow.
world. That's all right. So anyway, I appreciate the chat and take care. Tell the
All
family I
right.
said hi, and we'll talk
You too.
soon. And you guys
You
take
as
care.
well. Yes.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much,
All
everyone.
right.